1-1. Maybe I should start with dramatic music every time. No, I shouldn't. I don't really think that we need any more dramatism to what is actually going on. Anyway, so we'll try to speak about what is going on in the world, and we'll try to relax a bit, okay? Relax. So I did make a couple of videos, like probably a good number of videos last year, 2025, and maybe even 2024 when I began, where I covered there's a camera and I'm looking at myself in the screen. So I did make a couple of videos, and some of them maybe I have forgotten about one thing. Both sides, just to clear the area. So yeah, and people started writing comments asking me simply why am I not saying and giving you clear messages. I'm just trying to cover the most important events and especially energies that are going to affect this planet in the foreseeable future. That means in the next couple of years, because they are going to be very important for most of us. I assume probably more than 90% of population of the planet. And the question is, how are we going to approach it? And simply, as I said in some or maybe many of my videos, I would strongly suggest that watching TV, listening to radio and mass media in general is maybe not the best idea in the world. So I don't really have telly, and I started getting information from my friends at work that something is going on in Iran right now. And some of the viewers wrote me that my predictions are becoming reality. So the thing is that whatever I have already said has absolutely no meaning if you don't want to play the game. If you don't want to play the game, just try to distance yourself from mass media and information that is not resonating with you. January is going to be exciting. Yes, I did cover it in many videos. Remember that we have the right to choose our life path. If you've watched Loki, the telly show about the god of time at the end, the god of life path, you probably got the idea that according to mysticism and not really according to astrology, but according to many beliefs, there is loads of light paths that we can choose, but they are quite similar. We can switch from one to another when we are willing to, but it costs energy. And the bigger the distance between the life paths, the more difficult it is to switch. So let me give you an example. In one example, let's say that you drive a cheap vehicle, and this is the base life path of yours. And then the top life path would be that you're being driven in an expensive limo by a driver in your life. But this is so far, the other life path is so far away that technically speaking you would need energy held by 50 people to switch this light path. If you want to use only your energy, let's say you really want to drive a bit better car, you work hard, you can do it. You can switch the life path a bit, yes? But astrology and magic mysticism in general knows the nodes, the points where switching life paths is much easier and costs almost no energy, just the will. And we have many nodes like that in our life. So let's say that you give up smoking, and this is the life node that allows you to gather more money to get the better car that you want, but not the dream car at the top of. But there are points, they do not show up too often, but there are points of this magnitude that do happen from time to time, where you can radically switch the path that you're following, and you can jump many stages in one go using very, very little energy. And one of these very strong nodes was in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, but late 2019 and 2020. This was the moment when you could have easily chosen and make changes to your life that would dramatically switch your life path. I'm smiling because I remember these days, and they were extremely difficult for me. They were scary, and but I did make my choice. And similar times are now and ahead of us. So first, very, very interesting days. Well, according to astrology, yes, they are going to be from, let's say, the 4th, the 6th till the 9th, 10th of January. This is the moment where, if you choose, you can make change in your life that would be dramatically different with less energy. So I made a special affirmation for you. It is going to go live on the 8th at the exact moment of this node. This node is broad, like, yes. It is not just one single point. It is a couple of days. But sometimes we have very narrow windows, like we will have in February. That is 1 or 2 or 3 days. It is going to be very significant. That's the 19th to 20th of February this year. But another one, because January is so powerful, another one we are going to have from, let's say, 16th till the 29th, 30th of January, where we'll be able to do this job, to switch for the life path that we desire. So I did make an affirmation for you, a type of a mantra that come on, camera, find me, that's because of my mic. Oh, I hope that you can still hear me well. So I made it so you can learn it by heart and repeat it, especially in January. But whenever you feel you want, it is needed, keep repeating the mantra, the affirmation I gave you, or I will have given you in a couple of days. These are the days that are usually stressful and full of events, are the days that we can make the difference, that we can, if we make a choice, it can dramatically change our life path. So from driving a cheap blue car to driving a reasonably good golden car, for example. So we can make these decisions, and we can do this job of using some sort of affirmation. You can make it on your own, but these are the days. So technically speaking, from now on till the 9th, 10th of January, and then from the 16th of January till the end of the month, with each and every day is going to have a different color, different meaning, and some things are going to be easier or more difficult, but hopefully I will cover that. I did cover the conjunction of Sun, Venus and Mars, that is already happening and is going to be very exact in a couple of days. So I did cover that in one of my previous videos, so get back to them. Regarding because I would get some sort of precognition if something very important is to happen from time to time, not always. I, for example, had a small car accident maybe 2 years ago, and well, I did have problem with my sugar levels back then, and I didn't know about it, and so probably that was the primary cause of me losing focus. But I didn't feel it, and I didn't get any precognition regarding that. And so sometimes I do get them, sometimes I don't. But a short recap of what I had in last couple of years was Panama number first. That's middle till the end of January, and it seems that it covers the astrology as well. So I did have precognition regarding lots of pressure for Panama in these days. Hopefully short lasting, and hopefully it will make everything better for Panama, as I always wanted to go to Panama. Small country in the very, very center of a trade route between two coasts of United States. Very important place on the map. Always wanted to visit Panama. Maybe I will go one day, hopefully. So that was one of the first precognitions I had when I started this channel. We'll see whether it's true or not. I did have the one about Iran, and my video is being watched right now by probably tens, maybe hundreds of people in Iran right now, and I'm not really following the news. I know that there's some sort of social unrest in Iran, but I'm not gonna read about it. The message that I'd like to give to everyone all over the world is remember Robespierre, one of the people responsible for the French Revolution. He simply ended up on guillotine himself after a couple of years after their revolution. So I hope that everything all over the world can be sorted out in a peaceful and civilized manner, and that because war and unrest happens when diplomacy fails. So, and then again, war happens when empires fall. So at the end of a life of empire, where there are new challengers that want to challenge the old empire decides to go to war if there is no other means of sustaining their dominance all over the world or in a certain region. And I believe that in general West is falling. The whole West, not only United States. I think that US is going to go into some sort of isolationism. They will try to protect themselves by isolating themselves from the rest of the world. And in my less than humble opinion, and as history shows, isolationism in a long term is not a good idea, because it usually leads to delays in development, because if there's trade between nations and people, stuff is being developed much faster and much better. So that would be one of the observation. And but in general, I think that the whole West is going to fall in a way, whether it's economically or politically. So I'm talking about Europe and Europe, like countries like United States, Canada, Australia, maybe. So these type of countries, and I would say that democracy might be at its end as well. So it may not be as popular as it was in the years before. And personally, I don't really find democracy the best possible system in the world. And I personally think that simply democracy is sort of event. And I was wondering from early childhood why a presidential election is being held in US so often, every 4 years. I thought that, come on, it makes much more logic in France. Back then, I think they had 7 years between elections, so that made much more sense for the president, especially, to be elected every 7 years instead of being elected every 4 years. But in my less than humble opinion, as I used to say, I do believe that simply this is an event for the society, for the community of the voters, to release their anger. They vote every 4 years and they say, oh, now we're gonna show the old one that the new one is gonna be much better. And technically speaking, it is not the president or the leader of a country, is just a face. There is, depending on the size of the country, it's a bunch of people. Probably in the United States it's hundreds, maybe 200, maybe 500 people, because one person cannot compute all the complexity of such a big country. There's like almost 300 million people in the States, or is it 350? 250 or 350? I don't remember. So, and imagine countries like India or China, where there's 1 billion people that needs to be governed in a way. So democracy is just event, and in reality the people that are to be chosen are chosen, and they run the theater. And the most important people are not chosen by the general public. They just run the country from behind, from backseat drivers, yeah. And that happens in most of the countries. Maybe Switzerland is a bit different. They tend to do loads of referendums so people can actually vote, but then you get mass media that are very good in shaping the opinion of general public, and then they go and vote, they vent their anger, and they think that there is going to be better. But Switzerland might be a bit different in this matter. So, as I said before, loads of changes are coming. I don't know whether I did not cover Japan because I don't have a birth date of Japan, but there was a funny thing at work where one of my friends told me that there are very cheap houses in Japan. You can get a nice house for 5,000 euros. And then I thought, come on, you can get a house for free in Japan. And I did show him a couple of houses, and we started thinking about it. And I thought to myself, maybe I should get a house for free. Why not? Do I have to pay taxes for it? And I checked, yes, I would have to pay taxes, but how would they collect it if I never went to Japan? But at that stage, when I was thinking of getting a free house in Japan, I thought to myself that I had this vision that Japan is going, I don't know whether, maybe Japan already is, but I thought of being in this house and going to my neighbor that was supposed to be 130 kilometers away, like a deserted country, very little people in Japan. So I thought to myself, do I want to live alone in the middle of nowhere where the nearest neighbor is 130 kilometers away? So that was the feeling that I had about Japan, with very little population in it, time frame unknown. And I'm not gonna go deeper into this subject. I could, I'm not willing to. So that's about Japan. I did have a feeling about Singapore being, the Malacca Strait being blocked in a way, and I just right now I had the feeling about the Bab el-Mandeb Strait. That's the Red Sea and the Arabic Sea, close to between Saudi Arabia and Djibouti, this small country, and Somalia and Somaliland, the new country that was established just a couple of days ago. So I thought of some sort of blockades in these straits as well. Enormous, the one by Iran. I did have a vision and horoscope of Iran that is available. Just go back to it. And I had this feeling about Argentina, that there would be some sort of I've seen just a submarine underwater black. I don't know the color underwater. It looked black with damaged rear part of it. And I did horoscope of Argentina as well. You are more than welcome to watch the video. And where I stated that maybe when England goes into internal problems, Argentina will try to get control over the Falkland Islands, or Malvinas as the Argentinians say. Then again, I said I'm not gonna try to criticize any particular country in the world, whether I like them or don't. I try to stay as neutral as possible. So, and then again, I hope that through diplomacy, agreements, diplomatic, legal solutions, peace and prosperity can be achieved. And I am pro-peace, not pro-war. As I said before, war is the last stage. In simply when diplomacy fails, we have a war. We are approaching time of great instability in the world anyways. All over the planet, as I said, 90% of people are going to get affected. But if you have a stable system, let's say that you want to build a house, another house in your neighborhood, but you don't get permission, there's full of houses in the neighborhood, that's stability. It's very difficult to make any gains, even though if you're wealthy, if you're successful in your life, it is very difficult to make gains. But if instability comes into play, so for example, a couple of houses in your neighborhood, just there's a fire and they are damaged, destroyed, or there's an accident, that's an instability. They are in the middle of a nice neighborhood and no one is happy about it, but you have the resources, you have the money, you have the people, you can now buy the ruins, demolish them, and build the houses that you wanted to build before. So this is what instability gives. It gives opportunity for the new dynasties to rise, of the rulers, of the successful entrepreneurs. So this is the period right now, and it's a big one. I think it's the biggest one, not only in our lives, but the biggest in modern history. So I assume that nothing that we know from our lives is gonna be the same in about 3 to 5 years. So there is lots of stuff that is going to change this year. There's less stuff maybe is going to change in 2027, but then in general next years are going to be very, very exciting. And that's why I gave you the mantra that I highly recommend you repeating and repeating and repeating again, especially in the times that I say and estimate as massive energy points where you'll be able to switch, to cut the chain, to go on the life path that you really want. So these are the times, and I hope that at least I will be able to assist a couple of you by making these videos, and I'll be very happy if you subscribe to my channel, like on the screen, subscribe. I'll be very happy if I got like loads of subscribers. And of course, I did start this Cameo service. I will put the link under the video when you're done watching it, and I will get the link to the affirmation that I made for you, to the mantra that I made under this video. It is going to be live from the 8th of January, so in a couple of days. So this is the end game, I would say. After next couple of years, our civilization all over the world is going to look different. From the geopolitical point of view, I'm not an expert in this matter, but I would suggest that the age of Asia is coming, and the failing Western societies are going to be in big trouble. that includes, in a way, myself, unless I will manage to move somewhere else. Because I do think that Europe is going to be in big trouble very, very soon. But, as I said, there's lots of opportunities ahead of us. January, February this year, and then probably April, and then probably very late July are going to be special days with special opportunities that we'll try to cover day by day. Whenever I have time, I will try to assist you. But even if you make affirmation on your own, because some people, that includes myself, are very suspicious regarding affirmations made by others. If I do it, I try to check it and approach it with logic, whether the words and sentences are resonating with me and whether there is no hidden meaning in them. So I hope that there's no hidden meanings in my mantra, that you will like it. And please just demand from the divine, whatever you believe in, to follow your true divine life path that you should be following, that is the best for you. And hopefully the events in the coming days and these strong energy nodes will help you to jump onto this light path, so you will become who you should at the very last moments of your life. So you will be able to grow energetically, and your consciousness will grow. So these are my wishes for 2026, even though in my beliefs year starts in March with the first day of spring. We are still in the winter time, but this January is very, very special. If you have any questions, ask them. But remember that this video is in a way answer to the people asking about Iran and the predictions about the Iran and Israel I made. I am pro-peace, and I hope that these two countries will find a way of peaceful resolution of whatever conflict and problems they have. And there is tension in both countries regarding internal affairs, and I hope that they will get peacefully resolved as well. I am pro-peace, pro-development, and there's lots of energy, and if everyone in the world consciously used the energy that we are given in this year, we would simply excel. How is it going to turn out in next couple of years? We'll see. Remember that if you write questions, it helps me in a way, because if I read them, sometimes I get, information just pops up. So that's it for today. See you next time, and I hope we all be good, and that will make loads of gains in this year, and that will simply grow, and that we will follow our divine path. So that's it for today. Ask questions, you'll get the answers. All best or better as always, and see you next time. Bye bye.